We all like to think of ourselves as having integrity. But in real life, practicing this virtue can be quite challenging sometimes. Today we talk about what is integrity, why it matters, the benefits, and some of the practices that you can do for it. Hi there, meditator. Welcome to episode 82 of Master Your Mind Daily, your daily source of inspiration for all things meditation, anxiety, and personal growth. My name is Giovanni Dinstmann. I am the author of Practical Meditation and the creator of livingthere.com, one of the top 5 most visited meditation blogs on the web. So today we're talking about integrity. Integrity is that determination, that voice inside yourself that says, I would do what is right, even if no one is looking. I will act and think and speak according to my values, what I believe in, and my goals, even if no one is looking, even if I could make an exception right now and have some benefit, apparently without any negative side effects. I will still live according to my values. I will be radically honest and authentic to who I am. That is the voice of integrity. And you can feel the power in those words, in saying those words, in hearing those words. Integrity is not about being moralistic. It's about being congruent with your conscience and your values. To be whole as a person, that this is what I believe in, this is how I act, and this is a line I will never cross, no matter what. And life will tempt you. Life may give you circumstances where you feel like it's okay just this time, just a little bit. And that's the moment where you can choose to stay with integrity or to make an exception. And if you make one exception here, then you might make another exception there, and then you lose integrity. There is this saying in the Bhagavad Gita, which is a spiritual book from India, for those who don't know, that what is good for you in the beginning, but bad for you at the end, it's bad for you. And what's bad for you in the beginning, but good for you at the end, it's good for you. Acting with integrity often feels bad in the beginning, but that's what builds character. That's what builds honor. It is worth the sacrifice, the effort. So what are the benefits of integrity? First, and this is something that most people don't talk about, integrity saves your energy. Because you don't need to think if it's time to make an exception. There are fewer decisions you need to make when you have very clear rules and guidelines and principles that you follow in your life. If you follow a principle that I don't lie, then you don't need to think every time if you're going to say the truth or not. You don't need to remember more than one version of the same event. You just say the truth. So you save energy and you have more peace of mind because there is no fear of you being caught, of people suspecting you. And that's just one example of what living with integrity could look like. Another benefit of living with integrity, so the first one is that it saves energy and gives you peace of mind. The second one is that your words have more power. If you always act and speak with integrity, there's something in your words that is going to carry more power. And as a result, we go to benefit number 3, which is people will trust you more. People will listen to you more. without you needing to convince them. There's something about you, about your words, that communicates trust, reliability. And finally, there is this sense of, I call it moral pleasure, of living a life with integrity, knowing and feeling that you're doing the right thing, that you're making the right choice, even when it's not easy. I wrote a blog article on the 12 master virtues, and integrity is one of them. And I try to include every other virtue. I went through many lists of virtues and include all virtues in these 12 buckets. And integrity is so important that it's a bucket on itself. It comes with other virtues such as character, honor, justice, truthfulness, etc. Another maybe more psychological aspect of integrity, or maybe even more philosophical aspect of integrity, is living a life that is true to who you are. Making choices of work, activity, relationships that are true to who you are in your core and to who you want to become. And for that, you need to also have courage. Courage to say no, courage to stop certain things, courage to pursue what is true for you. So there are these two aspects of integrity. I'll share a couple of practices for developing integrity that I explore in my Master Your Mind intermediate course. The first one is to commit slowly. One of the aspects of integrity is that you don't commit so often, you don't promise so often, but when you promise, you fulfill. And every time you promise something and you don't fulfill, your character and your will gets a little bit shaken. It gets a little bit weakened. But every time you promise something and you fulfill, your willpower is stronger. Your reliability is stronger. People will trust you more. So one of the practices for developing integrity is commit slowly. Don't overcommit. But when you commit, do it. Deliver it. Even if it's difficult. And that's an incredible challenging practice. And I don't claim that I'm perfect at it, but I try to keep that in mind. And I know it is not easy, but it's worth it. As with all these virtues, it's worth it. Because a virtue is a psychological asset. The more you develop, the more you have it, the more it will be there for you when you need it. And the second practice for developing integrity is being aware of rationalization, which is fooling yourself. Rationalization is the main enemy of integrity. Behind every decision that betrays integrity, that betrays what we know we needed to do, there is a clever reason. There is an excuse, a justification that made so much sense, we could even convince ourselves of it. And so we need to be aware of how we justify things, how we rationalize things that deep down we know is not right. And the way to work with that is developing what I call radical self-honesty. Radical self-honesty is the same thing as self-awareness, in a way. Radical self-awareness. You see what you're doing. You see when you're trying to fool yourself. And even if you do fool yourself and say the thing you know you shouldn't say, or do the thing you know you shouldn't do, still you are aware of it. You're not hiding, you're not avoiding. You know, look, I'm just justifying this because I want to do this and I can't really keep up with my goals and principles this time. It's better to say that and to have that self-honesty than to pretend that, no, this is okay, this is actually an exception. So, in summary, There are many virtues we can develop in life, and each of them is a psychological asset. It's something that will be there for us when we need it. One of these virtues is integrity, which is our capacity to stay according to our true self, to our values, our goals and principles, to follow them no matter what, even when it's difficult, even when no one is looking, to stay with it. And when we do that, there are many benefits. First, we feel the moral pleasure of doing the right thing. There is that internal sense of harmony and peace of mind. Second, there is more space in our life because there are fewer decisions we need to make. We make certain decisions and then we apply them again and again without creating excuses. And third, we become more trustable, more reliable. When you don't promise too much and then don't fulfill, when you promise slowly and fulfill, when your words are always true, then your words carry power. And people will listen to you and people will trust because there's no deceit there. There's just truth. These are some of the benefits of practicing integrity. I've shared a couple of practices in the full video. And if you want a step-by-step process for developing this and 9 other virtues, according to learning at the same time as learning many different styles of meditation, then you might enjoy my Master Your Mind intermediate course. I'll include the link in the description. And if you enjoyed this lesson, and if there are any friends or family members that may also benefit from it, please share it with them. Or you can also tag them in the comments. Thank you for watching, and happy growing.